Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. This is a bracelet project. I really like the way this turned out to be, and this is with um, satin cord, 1 millimeter thickness. And what I really like about it, it's way too smooth, and it's easy on. I mean, it's really soft and comfortable on your wrist. So these two bracelets I did it. Normally I'll have a sample one, and this one is two. As you guys can see, I did it with two different cords, the satin cord, and this is 1 millimeter thickness, and I used a button, a gold button in this and a silver button in that. And let me show you guys, there is a little bit of a difference here. See, I have the button right here, and then there is a tassel over here, and then the loop on the side, so you can clasp it like this. These are vintage buttons, by the way. So this is one way to do this bracelet. And as you guys can see, I used a 4 millimeter metallic. It's not metallic, actually it's plastic seed beads, or acrylic, not seed beads, acrylic round beads, which has like a metallic coating. That's what. And these are big hole lightweight beads. I know, I think you guys must have guessed what this is. I had it in my stash for quite a long time, probably 12 years or so, and this comes in handy for projects wherein you needed a big hole one. At the same time, you don't want the plastic look to it, but you want the metal look to it. This is perfect for that. So I use that, and here I did the loop on one side and the button on the other side, and the tassel, like I did this like a tassel on the side wherein you have the button. Here, if you can see, I have the button. I have some knots underneath the button, and then I started the stitch, and I ended with a knot and a space for the button to loop in, and then a knot, and then a small tassel. So in this I have used 6 odd seed beads instead of the round metallic beads. So you can use any beads you want, as long as the beads goes through your 1 millimeter satin cord, right? So you can use Chinese knotting cord as well for this project. It will work perfectly fine. I really like this multi-color seed beads, the 6 odd seed beads. As you guys can see, it's so pretty. And normally I'm not a big fan of white color cord, but in this I was like, I was pretty sure that this is what I was gonna go with. So this one is like a rich look, like Christmassy colors. Yes, the green, and then you can do that way, or you can do a multicolor with this, or even a black cord. So today in this tutorial, so there is two types. This involves an extra knot. Apart from the half inch knots that I have used the entire bracelet, I used a knot called snake knot underneath the button, because I needed a distance to cover this button. This button was big, and this is not a shank button, and I used a 2-hole button. In this I used a shank button. So whichever you have available in your stash, you can tweak a little bit, but in this I started with the button, in this I started with the loop. So today I'm going to start with the loop, I guess. So I'll show you guys how I did that. It's not so much different, but the only thing is about this knot that we need. But you can always do an overhand knot and then start it from there. It doesn't matter. It's still, you don't have to have these knots and then start over. It's not see this, it is perfectly fine. It should be perfectly fine without the other knots. You can just directly do this. So I'm going to show you guys this, because this involves only one knot. I want this to be simple as possible. At the same time, you will get a nice wide bracelet on your wrist. It looks very, very pretty on the wrist. And then you can of course stack it with a simple bracelet, but this is like really substantial, as you guys can see. And both the looks are really nice, and I'm going to show you guys today a different material than this. This is acrylic beads, this is seed beads, 6 or seed beads, and I'm going to use this metallic spacer beads today. This metallic spacer beads are from bbcraft.com. I purchased a while ago and I still have some left, so I'm going to use those metallic seed beads for the center. As I said, the ones that I used, which is acrylic but very lightweight, is these ones right here. So these are the same size, I believe, maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah, I think these are the same. So this is metal and this one is acrylic bead, so you can use any beads you want. And I'm going to use a gray color cord, satin 1mm cord, and this is from bbcraft.com, and this is a bbcraft collab video. And this one is like really nice satin cord, which is 1mm. I got 6 different colors. I've leave down the description box below the link where you can buy this cord. If you have some 6 seed beads or some 4mm metallic seed bead, metallic spacer beads with big enough hole to fit the 1mm satin cord, you can use those. This is the mix that I used here. I used pretty much all the color and I really love this. And this is from Bead Gallery, size 6 and check. So I like that mix a lot. So now this bracelet also I did it with the mix, as you guys can see. It is nice, but it's a lot of leather. So I don't know if I will be able to recreate it with that much leather in hand. Okay, let's not digress this. Let's get into the measurements and what are the rest of the stuffs you need. Of course, you need a button of your choice, and then some pins and a macrame board is what I'm using. I would suggest a macrame board or a clipboard would work fine for this project. So that we need, and then a lighter, of course. We need to melt the cords, and then we need to cut about 200 centimeter and 120 centimeter to two lengths. One will be 200 and the other one will be 115. That's what we need to measure, and then use that. So let's measure. $30, that will be $60, that will be $90, and 10 more centimeter, that will be 100. So I'm going to double this and take my scissors and cut it here. Okay, then 120, 60, 90. There we go. So two lengths are cut. Now I'm ready to so the biggest cord, the 200 centimeter worth of cord or 79 inches cord, that's the one you're going to use first. So take those, and I'm going to show you guys with the loop, starting with the loop. So fold that into half. Okay, bring it to the middle and then make an overhand knot. At this point of time, you need to have your button in handy so that you can make this loop to fit the button. I'm gonna use this shank button. So another thing is, if you are using a shank button, you can start with the loop. If you are using a button with 2 holes, you can start with the button. So that way you can choose. That's what it is. Actually, it drove me to the other pattern. Okay, now I'm just going to make sure that this loop fits my button right here, and once I am sure that this one fits through, because it needs to be not that loose, it needs to be a little bit snug, otherwise this is satin cord, so it generally becomes a little loose. So make sure that it is not that loose and it fits your button. So now that you have done that, we will shift on to the macrame board so that we can start our knots. So now I have changed my stuff to the macrame board, and I have pinned that knot with the loop right there. Okay, so now this is what we have. Now is the time to take the other cord, fold it into half, just make a slip knot. Just like that. If you pull this, it will come off. So make a loop and then slip one end through the loop, just like that, something like that. So this knot is becoming big, so I'm just going to do a regular overhand knot, just like that, and not tighten that up, and just put a pin over there. Okay, just so that I have a tension when I am doing the knots. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit more for you guys to see. So take this one. Okay, so there is a holding knot and a holding cord and a knotting cord in the half hitch knots. So this is the one we are going to knot with. So always the knotting cord comes down. So the holding cord will be up, the knotting cord will be down. So now you hold this like this, go over this holding cord, under, and pull through. You can have a 6. You will always have like this, a 6, number 6 figure. So as you guys can see, this will tend to be, little, you have to hold it there, otherwise it will go up. So then over, under, and pull through. Half hitch knots are always going to be double half hitch. If you do just one half hitch, it will come off. Now there you go, the double half hitch knot is done. So now you tighten that up, just like that. See the 2 bumps over there? Your knot is fine. So now that that's done, okay, we need to take this thing off. Like, make sure this one is a little bit up and above. So let's just do one more time. So making sure that my knot is as close to that knot as possible. See this? So when you are doing it, I am just straightening that knot out, holding that knot and pulling that. There we go. Cinch it with your fingers. So that's done. Now take this off, and you will have to take the loop off. Okay, so this is the one which is going to be underneath. That's where the long cord, the 200 centimeter cord in the middle. So take that, go over on this side, on the left side, under, and you will have a 6, and then secure that right there. Okay, then take over, under, and pull through one more time, because it's always going to be a double half hitch and it will not be very stable or so, but for now this is fine. So go ahead and pin it right there if you want to, that will help. Okay, so now the center cords are the 200 centimeter cord, outer cords are the 120 centimeter cords. The center cords, take both the cords, okay, and melt the ends, because we are going to put our beads in through here. So should be a little bit stable. Since our metallic bead is not going to have a problem going through this, that's what I'm guessing. I don't need this long needle, but this is the needle that you're expecting. If you get that, that's well and good. I have my metallic beads on a small container right here, so I take it, oops, and so let me see, there is two cords, right? This one is right, this one is left. Take the rightmost cord, and then always you are going to use the right cord to add the beads. So this is the one that is going to be with the cord which is on the right. So it doesn't matter the same cord, but the cord which is on the right. So you add a bead right there, so it's easy to go through these metal beads. So now we have the metal beads right there, crisscross applesauce like this, the cords, and this cord needs to come underneath the leftmost cord. Okay, so I'll tell you guys one more time. First crisscross the center cords like that, and take this cord underneath the leftmost cord as well. Okay, and then take this cord, go over, under, and pull through that. Okay, just like that. When you are doing it, I want it to be surrounded by the bead, so I do it like this, then go over, under, and pull through one more time, right? Double half hitch right there. Okay, so now we'll take care of these two cords. That one we will leave, these two. So this one again crisscross, whichever you're going to knot with, it has to be under, and I wanted to cover the bead, so I go over, under, see the 6 formed, and pull through one more time, over, under, and pull through, just like that. Now you have this. Push it, it will stay in place. So now crisscross applesauce, okay, right over the left. Take the left cord, over, under, and pull through. Over, under, and pull through. When you do this, what I do normally is tighten that first, the first one, like really nicely, and then hold that with your finger, and then just tighten that. See how this is formed? That's what this is. The first flower. I call this a flower bracelet. So the first flower is formed with the metallic bead as its center. Right? Now there is 4 cords. 2 left cords and 2 right cords. Think about it from this point of view. It has to cover, right? Let me show you guys. Let me just take a paper and show you guys. So this one we have made the flower. Just Imagine these are the knots, right? These are the knots. So we have made the flower, okay? And then what we are going to do is, the cords are coming like this. So in order to make a flower, you need to bring it this way. But before bringing it to this way, you have to go this way, right? So that is this way. So we will do 2 knots right there, and then we will bring the cord this way, and then 2 double half hitch knots. So that's what we are going to do. Let me show you guys exactly how it's done. Okay, so these 2 cords, forget the right ones, let's concentrate on the left. So I want the knot to go away from me. We will go inside, outside, inside, outside. So now it's outside. So I take this cord, the innermost cord, and keep it on the side. So the way I hold, the holding cord will determine the direction of the knot. So I want it to go outwards, so I'm holding it outwards. I'm bringing the leftmost cord underneath that cord, go over, okay, the holding, and under. You'll have that 6, and then pull. When you pull, I want all of these knots to line up, so make sure of that, right? Then go over, under, and pull through. See, we got that. So now forget about the 2 left cords. Now we'll take the rightmost, do the same thing. The center cord goes out and about. If you want, you can just put a pin right there so that that's stable. Out, over, over, under, and pull through, because we are going outwards. Okay, over, under, and pull through. Just make the knots tighter and push it with your fingers to cinch it together so it's nice and even. Now you can see the cords are in a different shape, like a triangle, like a hill, and then like a waterfall. This one comes. So now is the time to add the bead. Take your rightmost cord in the middle, okay, rightmost cord in the middle, and take a metallic spacer bead and add it over here. You can also add 6 seed bead or 8 seed bead if you can fit it there. See, on the right side, and then now I'm crisscrossing it so that, see, everything, it comes tighter when I crisscross that. So after I do that, okay, and I forget these 2 cords, and I'm going to work with these 2 with the bead. So this bead, this time the knots need to come this way, inward. So what I'm going to do is take the inward cord outside and the outward cord inside. That way, see how I'm rounding it up. Now take it over, under, and pull through. Tighten that up. Push everything up, over, under, and pull through. See how it's formed? Now forget this. So this side, the same thing. It has to come inwards. So I'm taking the outermost cord inwards, and over, under, and pull through. One more time, over, under, and pull through. Just like that. Okay. Now take these center 2 cords and crisscross applesauce. Always I'm doing the right over the left, over, under, and pull through. That's the joining knot, or the finishing the flower knot. Over, under, and this gets loose, so pinch it with your fingers just like that and get that. Now you can see it's going on parallel, like this mountain is parallel now. The next time it will be like a mountain and a waterfall. Think about it that way. So that we have. So now I need the knots to go out and about, and then I come inside. So now out and about. So I take the innermost cord outside, the outermost cord inside and under, go over, under, and pull through, and make these straight, over, under, and pull through. Whenever it gets loose, just tighten that, pinch it with your finger, and do that. So over, under, and pull through on the left. Over, under, and pull through on the left. Again, 2 double half hitch. So this one, I will just zoom out a little bit so you guys can see the big picture a little bit clearer. This time there is 2 cords which is coming like a waterfall, and then 2 like a mountain. So these 2 center cords, pick the rightmost one. Okay, the rightmost one, take it. It's a long cord, so I'm not able to show you the entire cord in the frame. So now pick up 1 bead and add it. This bead can be any bead you want, as long as the bead has a big enough hole to fit in here. So there we go. So now I want this to come in the inward motion, right? First crisscross applesauce the center 2 cords, push the bead on top, take the outer cord in just like that, circle that bead, take this over, under, and pull through. So there we go. Now over, under, and pull through. See how every time I'm just cinching the knot with my fingers, just pushing it up, that helps. So now again it has to come inward, so over, under, and pull through, over, under, and pull through. I would suggest use a big enough cord for doing this project, as I think that that's much more important in this project to do so, because it's easier, and then you guys can, once you are familiar with this, you can use a thinner cord to do the same bracelet in a daintier fashion. So this one, this is the center one, but you want the half hitch knot to be proper, so make it that way. See that? We have done 3. So I would like to put the pin on here so it's stable, so I can easily do that. So this one, now I'm going out and about, over, under, and pull through, over, under, and pull through. I think the satin cord is really nice. I used to think that it is very, very slippery, so it will be a little bit difficult to make the knots, but that's not the case. It's perfect to make knots. Over, under, and pull through. Now the rightmost cord, this one in the middle, the rightmost cord gets the bead all the time. So we are not doing the left cord, we are doing only the right cord. Crisscross applesauce the 2 cords, and then get this underneath, over, under, and pull through. Now I'm going inward, in and about. Okay, just like that, over, under, and pull through. See how I'm pulling that first, holding it with my finger, and then pushing that over, under and pull through is the mantra, and you will also get like a 6 figure. If you make a mistake, it will be clearly evident by the look of the knots. You can figure that out. Now crisscross applesauce, join to make the final petals of the flower. There we go. So this is how I will do. I will continue the length of my wrist, then I'll come back. This is perfect for me, so I'm going to go with this pattern. 1 2 3 4 5 and 5 10 and again 15 19 flowers I made. Okay, so I'll do that and I will meet you guys. So I finished it, but it is a little short for me, for my wrist, as you guys can see, and I have very few left. I cannot finish the flower thing, so I am thinking of actually taking this off. What I did in this was like to take the center chords inside the shank and the outer chords outside, and then doing 1.5 actually square knots and then tying an overhand knot. So in this, what I'm going to do here is this is what I have, right? This one is small, so let's just see if we can do the same, if I can do the same, replicate the same here. The one thing that I want to make sure is you guys take 210 centimeters and 125 centimeter for the chords, just a little bit more just in case, right? Because we don't want surprises like this. So then if this is long, you can actually make a square knot just like this, making these two chords the center, then this one right here. But can you see this one is bigger, right? So what I would do is I will do just the half of the flower. Like, I took the knot off, but I think that's what is, can see, that will make this in the middle. Then that will be, so see how it is short, so it's difficult for me to turn it around. If I use my pliers, which is longer, then that saves that difficulty. Right, and then this one too. I'm going to take these two chords, this one will go, no, not the other way around. Oops. There we go. So now these two chords are in the middle. Okay, then we can take these ones. instead of doing a square knot, because this will come outwards, but I want this to come inside. So what I'm going to do here is take this off, finish this off, finish this 2 cord off in the middle. That way I can just knot it. Whenever you pose a problem, that's when you will find multiple ways to finish it. I have always done that. So now I take these 2 cords, put it through my button, shank button, make sure it's in the, see, this is the back of the bracelet, this is the front, so make sure this one is in the front, the button is facing the front, just like that. And then you can knot it here and then knot it again. That's what I would say is the right thing to do. Just an overhand knot, and making sure the knot is nice and even. I'm just letting my pliers do it here. We need to adjust this a little bit. Want the knot to be as close to the work as possible. There we go. I like this. That's good now. Everything is hidden in there. So take this and then knot again. Just an overhand knot. I'm just putting my pliers inside the knot so that it doesn't get tightened earlier, like over here or so. Want it to be almost here. See, just a little movement is always good. And these 2 cords. So what I'm going to do here is take it, melt the end, take a metallic bead on both the cords, one or couple of them, it's up to you. In the seed bead bracelet I have done them 4 beads in a 4 dangle, because that one was a little bit I mean, it had so many colors and I want to include most of the colors, so I did add those. So I don't want this to be a long one. I just like the short tassel kind of a thing. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same length. It can be a little bit longer and shorter, or exactly the same length, however you want. Then snip this off. Melt it. There we go. Our bracelet is ready. So all you need to do is slip this button through the loop that we created in the top. So this one is, I think I did it in the wrong way, as you guys can see. There we go. This is the front of the bracelet. Here is our gray version, our green version that you can do for Christmas, or you can do this multicolor version. So whatever you have available, the metallic seed beads or the acrylic metallic seed beads, acrylic metallic version, or the 6 seed beads in multicolor or in the same color. As you guys can see, there is 6 beads and there is only one here. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.